It's rather dizzying, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think what's motivated me to give you a call this afternoon is when you started to suggest or intimate that this stuff concerning Mandelson might actually bring down Keir Starmer. I think that's going a bit OTT for me. I don't know about the rest of the British public, but I'm sort of bored to the back teeth of whenever something like this happens. It's the British press. It's who else knew? Who else can we pin to the wall? Who else can we crucify? I think we all just need to calm down a little bit. And there's something that we're not talking about here, and that is Mandelson had to deal, or Keir Starmer and our government had to deal with Trump, right? And let's face it, the guy lies every minute of every day about everything, right? Truth never leaves his lips. Everything he says is a lie. And I think Trump, right? So you need someone to be able to deal with an individual like that, right? And if it's a case of...
I could do that.
Sorry?
I could do that.
Maybe you could. But if it's a case of who's the best man for the job, and I'm talking about, what no one's talking about here is statecraft.
Yeah.
Okay? And no one's talking about this. And it could be a fact that Starmer knew, and he obviously did know. I think we all knew that Mandelson knew Epstein back in 2009 and 10 and 11 and 12, whatever, right? Okay? And he might have thought, yeah, okay, I can live with that, but you're the best man for the job. And if you look at what's come out of when he was an ambassador, before he stepped down or he was out of the job, let's not forget that when the tariffs was announced by Trump, all of the other EU countries got hit with 15%. We didn't. We got 10%.
Yeah. So,
right?
Yeah.
You'll agree with that? Okay.
I agree with it. And it may be... No, hang on. It may be that Peter Mandelson's skill was at play there. It might be true, yeah.
Yes. And the other thing that came out of that was this big IT deal, which was worth around 31 billion. I mean, Mandelson stepped down on the 11th of September, I believe, but on the 18th of September, there was this announcement between the US and the UK around this IT technology prosperity deal worth 31 billion pounds. So let's hold on a minute. It's only on Friday when the DOJ done their data dump, and I've been going through it like everybody else, that the stuff that's come out about Mandelson, photographs of him in his wife fronts, him letting Epstein know about... And the other thing about this 500 billion euro bailout, right, I've read the emails, and what nobody's saying is Epstein already knew about the bailout. He actually mentions it, if you read the emails, he mentions it to Mandelson before Mandelson says, yes, it should be announced this evening. Epstein actually says in the preceding email, any news on the euro bailout. So he already knew.
And do you know what? Do you know why he knew? I'll tell you why he knew. Well, I do, and I'll tell you. He knew because Peter Mandelson had given him advance notice of the bailout. That's why...
Oh, come on, Sheila, let's not be naive. This guy Epstein has got tentacles that reach all over the world. Are you trying to tell me that the only person that he might have found out about the euro bailout from would be Mandelson? Come on, let's not be naive. Please. Honestly, he knew about it before.
If you were a government minister, a business minister, you're probably old enough to remember the 2008 crash and the years...
I'm 58. I worked in the city for 30 years, Sheila.
Right,
okay. And I can tell you what...
It was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, and let me tell you, this sort of stuff about... People mention things in the city that you can act on. 99% of the time, most people don't.
Yeah, all right, let me ask you this, Geoff. If you're clearly downplaying it. If...
I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, that's fine, and so am I. I'm having a conversation with you about it. I'm trying to test... We're both trying to test each other's theory.
Yeah.
If you're a government minister and somebody asks you about government matters, and you have been emailing them already about government matters and lobbying the Treasury on issues that Epstein has asked you to lobby the Treasury about, do you
What did he ask him to lobby about?
He asked him to lobby him. He asked him to lobby him about banking bonuses.
Yeah, you're talking about the Jamie Dimon thing, right?
Yeah, but do you think that's acceptable?
Listen, Sheila, I'm not being funny, but I reckon all of them banks would have rang Alistair Darling up anyway and said that if you do this, we're not going to buy government debt, we're not going to buy your bonds. They would have said that anyway. Darling would have known that would have been an intimate threat anyhow.
How would you... Well, I think it's treacherous what he did. You characterise it for me, Geoff.
I think your treacherous is a bit... This sort of stuff, this is what goes on, I'm afraid to say.
It's not.
And
hang on, no, Geoff. Not you and your mates talking about it. The business secretary. The man with inside information that the rest of us do not have. And however much you think you know things, you don't know about cabinet decisions.
No, I don't.
No. Well, guess who did? 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 I'll tell you who did. Peter Mandelson did, and Jeffrey Epstein did. And a banker that Peter Mandelson subsequently got money from also knew. How did he know? I wonder what the link is.
Yeah, but Sheila, you know that Epstein's links within the world of finance, it's massive. He knows lots of people.
Geoff.
Yeah.
I used to work for an organisation called the BBC, right?
Yeah.
As a presenter and as a reporter. And it's not quite the same as being in government, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not remotely the same as being in government. But in terms of the rules around what you can and can't say, who you can and can't have dealings with, what the nature of those dealings should be, the transparency of what those dealings should be, we're very rigorous. So I wouldn't, for example, as a BBC presenter, I couldn't and I wouldn't take something. I remember being offered once a very expensive, beautiful handbag. And the company that was offering it didn't want anything from me. They were just saying, we think your programme's great, have a handbag. And I couldn't and wouldn't take that. I can buy my own handbags. I didn't take it, couldn't take it, right? And the reason I couldn't take it is because when I go on air, I am supposed to be representing everybody in the country who pays their licence fee, and I am supposed to be challenging and discussing matters with equal weight and equal impartiality, whoever is sitting in front of me. Imagine a story breaks and it involves the CEO of the handbag company. And he's sitting opposite me. I've got a nice leather handbag, had it for years, love it. Everyone comments on it. It costs £40,000 if you buy it in the shops, right? Am I able to do my job properly if I interview that person?
Of course not. No, of course not.
End of story.
In that particular circumstance.
Well, it's the same thing when you're a government minister, only it's a million times more serious.
Yeah, listen. Let me caveat what I'm saying by this, right? Lord Mandelson, Peter Mandelson, he didn't jump off a 29 bus yesterday, okay? The guy.
Neither did I, and neither did you.
No, right? But he's been involved in politics 35 odd years, and as far as the Labour Party's been concerned, he's had quite a stellar career, right? In terms of getting them to where they are, okay? I'm just saying that in terms of dealing with him over there, he was probably the best man for the job. Even taking all of that into consideration, his previous with Epstein, what was known up until Friday's data dump, right? You can't, as a result of reading what you've read Friday...
Not enough, because he was sending it on his private emails.
Yeah, but Starmer
another shocker.
I've called up because you're calling for Starmer's head.
I am not calling for Starmer's head. I am not. I am saying that I think if there's more of this and it gets any worse, it could bring him down because of the judgment call. That is not the same as calling for Keir Starmer's head at all.
No, okay, but you're raising the question, right? And I'm just saying, up until Friday, I don't. He didn't know what we all know now. It's okay to go now all Starmer this and Starmer that, right? I actually think that. It's there. You can look at the deals that we got from the tariff, and you can look at the.
That's not all down to him.
You don't know, do you?
Of course we know.
You don't know. How
That's
can
a
you know
huge
this,
job. Trade deals. I'm not saying that Peter Mandelson didn't bring talent to that job. I'm absolutely certain that he did. And I could see how somebody might look at him, look at Trump and think, we're going to need somebody who's a real sort of muscular politician and understands the grubby stuff to face off with Trump. I get it. I get it. I get why the judgment might have been made. If it was made on that basis, we don't know. We don't know, Geoff. But I still think there were enough people around, including many people in this country who commented once the appointment was made, who said, is there what now? Peter Mandelson, top diplomatic job. Are you serious? And Starmer said, yeah, I'm serious. And if he's ruining the day now, what is he ruining exactly?